I participate in some uh, Spanish casts, Spanish immersion. Yeah, actually, that's it.
I don't know how to speak Spanish. I remember to try study like 2 years ago, but I really don't like it. Yeah.
I am fluently in Portuñol, so
All Brazilians, I
yeah.
guess.
In my job, uh, I I use it to talk if in Spanish with some guys from the guys uh, normally not normally all the time the guys talk in English. Uh, all of the people from support team talk in English, but
Mhm.
someone is from uh, Latin America. So in this case, I use it to request. Oh, could you do you prefer talking English or Spanish? Oh, I would like to talk in Spanish. So go ahead. And it's an opportunity to practice. Yes, certainly I don't talk really, but it's possible to talk. We could pass the message. So
Yeah. I need to put more effortness in German, but you know, yeah, I'm stopped a little bit because now I have other plans in my
sure,
daily routine, so
sure,
sometimes it's difficult to put the German in the middle of the
I understand.
schedule, you know? Yeah, I'm stay a little bit stuck this month, 2 months, I guess.
Yeah.
But I come back. I'm only put all the informations in a paper and try to have more time. I don't know why, how I do that, but I try. In some moment, I will back. Okay, I sent the question on the chat. The first question is, how has social media changed the way we connected and communicate with others? Ricardo, what do you think?
Um, this topic is a little polemic. Well, I believe that mm, the main uh, guilt, I don't know, is the humans. No? In my opinion, is social media is a powerful and a wonderful tool, but like other, is necessary to use with some responsibility and have limits. And well, if I know some people, particular teenagers, uh, I don't know these guys certainly in the couple of years having injuries in their neck because it's just look at the cell phone screen and it's I believe that uh, during our lives we develop our improve our skills including communication. So in the future I a lot of people tell about intelligent artificial or uh, robots. So in this case, it sound like I'm not sure, but sound like I don't know, maybe 20 years or 30 years in the future, the robots and the softwares do everything. So uh, the only the only situation, the only thing that they have to do is communicate each other. So in this case, it's necessary to try to improve this ability, because probably in the future is one of the, well, nowadays is important, maybe in the future becoming more important. So in this case, I believe that sometimes you don't keep in touch in the a special person, a relative or a friend, doesn't matter, and you possible to reach this person when you use the social media. So in this case, is wonderful. It's very fine when you could reach this person using the social media. For the other hand, a lot of people use and they keep on the social media. So I don't know, half of your life sometimes. And in this case, it's not is I believe that it's not purpose. The guys that created this technology and introduce a lot of things that try to attract our attention the most part of the time. But well, we are humans, né? So in this case, it's necessary you notice, think about it, and try to avoid or try to introduce other healthy habits in our life. That's it.
Yeah, it's difficult because changed a lot. Like
Yeah.
nowadays, I agree. Like we you use the internet to search, to talk with other person from other country, for example. It's more easier, of course. But I guess the in the future I have some problems. Not about the adults, because the adults already know how to use the language. However, I feel afraid of the children and teenagers who will born in this new area, new like new technology. All day have a new technology. It's like it's not anymore in 1 month. Today is like in 3 days appears something new. Like it's so faster. And I imagine the communication of teenagers and children's have an impact. Like I'm searching about it. I guess it's in British. I don't know. There's a like it's a paper about it who's the children's who born in 2010, 2011, this kind of year. The children's have an impact of education, like the communication, the to know about the phonetic, the way to speak some words and to write, you know? So I feel like, gosh, this impact. So change a little bit. Nowadays, if you are like my mother and I, if I'm talk with my mother in a social media, it's completely different than face to face. So yeah, there is a technology barrier for some persons, I guess. But I guess it's normal. It's something new for for persons who are not able to stay in the social medias every hour per day. So yeah, I think it's difficult. I don't know how you feel about it, Ricardo. Do you have this kind of afraid too or not?
Uh, well, I believe that is a concern, an important concern, and the I believe that is necessary. Pay attention. Is a possibility. Né? So in this case, is necessary you do some activities, some uh, it's necessary you, how do you say? It's an important point if you uh, have to, how do you say? Sometimes there is a blank in my mind. I believe that is important point, or and the every person have to pay attention and try to check as soon as possible. Uh, That's it.
Yeah, as a like I'm not have children, of course, but I guess the parents need to be more like have more attention on that, right? Like it's not so common. Yes,
Yeah.
10 years ago, like it's not.
My daughter. I don't uh, gift my daughter with a cell phone, but my mother and my uh, mother-in-law give gave. And the well, for example, I my daughter don't have doesn't have profiles uh, from social media, but doesn't matter because uh, she uses to WhatsApp and the YouTube, because one of the problems from social media is not exactly the photos or the video from another person. That that's one of the problems. But another thing that the shorts, because these videos attract attracting our attention so deeply, and if you got in this wave, you could uh, well the time pass fastly, uh, and suddenly you lost 2 or 3 hours. So, but my daughter uh, love reading books. So in this case is a compensation or another way, because uh, she read a lot of books, and is a healthy habit in my opinion. And the last
Of
year,
course.
my daughter read, I don't know, 50 books, around 50 books. And this year, it's around 30, 30 books around. Hey, take notes when she read a book, evaluate. She made a ranking using stars. That's nice. She
That's
have
awesome.
a notebook, and she taking notes from which book when she read.
Mhm.
And there is this ranking sometimes. Oh, this book is just put 4 stars or 3 stars or 5 stars. That's nice.
I remember to done that when I was a kid. It was really awesome, and it's a good habit to read. I prefer the physical books,
Yeah,
but it's
she
so
preferred to.
pricey. So pricey. I don't know you feel that too, but it's more pricey. Like, oh gosh, a lot of money on that. But it's something we never forgot, right? But it's a good one. Like, I see, I have a lot of kids in my family, and I see this impact of screen, like every hour, my cousin, she's 11 years old, and all the time on TikTok. And I feel like, gosh, stop a little bit, talk with other person, like it's a huge impact in her life because she doesn't understand a lot of things and try to like all the information she had is from TikTok. It's like oh gosh, it's really horrible, really horrible.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I guess it's a huge impact in her life because nowadays she doesn't have a lot of friends anymore, only
Mhm.
online friends. Like
Oh yeah.
it's complicated sometimes. I try to talk, like to draw with her, to talk, like stop it. It's complicated, but it's really really complicated because the mother don't give no matter of
Yeah.
her. So I'm only a cousin. So what I'm expected to do, you know, it's different.
That when I was a kid, né, uh, I well, uh, I love video games. Né? I love video games, but well, it's different. Was different actually because I'm not sure, but some days I pass a lot of time playing video games. But well, when I have or notice opportunity to go out and play with my friends or talk with my friends, I just go. So and nowadays sometimes I feel uh, that's some kids or some teenagers prefers kept isolated just using video games or social media. And okay, the problem, in my opinion, is not use social media or playing video games. The problem is the time. How much time do you play or use social media? Né? And there is another aspect because social media is possible to reach or connect with a lot of different things, people or topics. Né? You could reach pornography, for example, né? Or other stuffs. Né? And the well, when was a when we we I was a kid, is possibly reach some keep in touch with this kind of thing too. But it's different because nowadays the number of this kind of content is infinite probably. So it's possible to reach in the for example when you reach a page when if this content is any kind of person, just a kid could use and just click on one or two steps and reach a lot of content. Né? And it's not good, certainly, but you could reach things worse in the well. Uh, it's possibly, for example, when you was a kid, have bullying or another stuffs, but cyberbullying sometimes is more offensive because it sounds like a permanent situation. For example, oh, when I was a kid, I go to I went to a place or school or another situation where I kept in touch with a person or a situation where I suffer because of bullying. But nowadays is hard because sometimes you could receive this kind of content every time. So in this case, I notice improve in this situation. The social media uh, filter this kind of content is in the internet at general that's improve is exists a lot of tools and it's possible is possible to avoid, but in specific situations the things don't improve so much. That's it.
Like it's impossible to put a barrier in all kind of websites. If the teenager had their access, like of course there is a parent barriers on TV, I guess had to.
Mhm.
However, if this teenager go to other house, a friend's house who doesn't have, so um nowadays like you need to stay like with open eyes every single minute. Because, like, as you said, have a persons in these locals who is not so good. So I remember, I don't know if you know that, but you know, Clube Penguin, Penguin
No.
Club is
About the
a
books?
no, it's about a game. It's a video
I know.
game who you play online.
Oh
It's
yeah,
like
I I didn't know.
you didn't know, like it's really awesome. But you have a life in that on that. It's like a Habu hotel. It's so awesome. I remember in my teenagerhood to play this both. But the Club Penguin have a problem years ago who a lot of persons,
Mm.
pedophiles, go and stay together with other children because the children space.
Oh yeah,
And the parents need to put a barrier because a lot of pedophiles go to chat and see like, oh, I'm a kid too, but I want to know how are you how you look like in a real life. So a lot of kids disappear in this time. So this is really complicated. And it started in United States and then becomes in Europe too. Here in Brazil, have some cases too. And the Club Penguin nowadays is a close group who you need to pay to
mm.
participate it. And at the time is free for all the kids and teenagers to play. And it was it's like, you know, Mario Bros. It's like
Yeah.
that with penguins.
Oh yeah.
It's only that and have a chat who you put your scores. You know, it's like it's
Oh yeah.
not to talk, it's only to put your scores to like evaluate with other person's scores, you know. It's a play, it's a game. It's only a
Sure.
game. And oh gosh, it was horrible at the time. I didn't play it when I was an adult, so I didn't play, but I played Clube Penguin since I was 12 years old.
Oh
When
yeah.
I see on the chat something really strange, you know, uh, guys said about sex and this kind of thing, I feel like no, it's not anymore a good place to stay. And it was horrible this time. The hotel, Habu Hotel, had this problem too. So it's like a children games. It's a video game. You know, like how you expected to do that? Like, ah, for me, it's really disgusting when I see that happens. And this is my afraid because sometimes you can't put a barrier. Nowadays, don't have anymore the land houses as 10 years ago, but nowadays have tablets, cell phones everywhere. So I feel really afraid of the future of that, you know. The online games, I always see I don't know if you play it yet, Ricardo, but I always see cyberbullying attacked, racism attacked, xenophobic attacked. So it's, gosh, it's unbelievable, really. In my mind, it's unbelievable.
My daughter use a lot uh, a kind of a portal, a video game is a portal, but I don't remember the name. It's very famous, but I don't remember right now the name of the. Uh,
No, I don't know.
she used to Gartic, I remember because I know and the I recommended to
It's very awesome.
her, but the other I don't remember. I It's very famous, but I don't remember right now. Maybe I could remember another time, but right now I forgot.
But like you feel afraid when your kids use this kind of online.
Well, I there is a kind of game is similar to Minecraft. Is a world you could building a world or houses and the other stuffs. And the one day I noticed the guy put a sign, uh, and there is a another uh, is another the guy put a sign and on the sign exists some explanations about sex or other stuff. But essentially, it's a good. But that's weird because uh, is some people try to interfere in other families. I believe that's is necessary to respect and the well, which family have this right? Try to take care of their kids and the but oh uh, your kid is have for example a age is possible to introduce this kind of situation. Yeah, but age and the maturity is not correlated. So in this case, there are mistakes certainly, but with family have a behavior or a relationship where it's possible to check if this kid uh, have a maturity, is grow up enough to introduce other topics. And the well, I respect, but I don't understand, but I respect. For example, there are friends from my daughter and the others people. This kid, I don't know, have 9 years old and they use uh, how do you say adult clothes or other stuff. I respect, but I believe that is not exact a problem in my opinion. I believe that's not is unnecessary, just unnecessary in my opinion. Uh, so in this case, I prefer uh, try to avoid and well, certainly naturally, my daughter. Uh, how do you say? Uh, choose uh, this kind of thing in a certain age. So that's it. It's not exact. Oh my God, my daughter is using skirt or so this kind of cloth. But as I told you, no, well, in my opinion, is unnecessary. That's it.
I get it. You don't try to blind your girls. You try to keep the girls in the exactly age who she lives, right?
Yeah, as I told you, I believe that age is a little, how do you say, unprecise. So
Oh,
because, well, for example, uh, one of my sister-in-law was 90 years old. Her body uh, is the same bar uh, if you compare an adult, but her mind is different. So in this case, sometimes I told, uh, each the parents have this kind of analysis, analyze and they check if this kid have the maturity and they could use or not, or even when we talk about movies and the other stuff. For example, when I wanted to watch a movie and it's possible to keep in touch in sex and all violence, I could uh, let my daughter watch it. It's not exactly a problem, but I prefer avoid. I prefer avoid. I prefer to avoid. But certainly,
too
you
younger.
should watch a lot of content that like that. But when she watched movies or cartoons or doesn't matter. But for example, I try to avoid. Try to avoid. I don't. How do you say? I don't do all of uh, use every tool, or for example, I don't install softwares in her cell phone or the computer and the stuff. I try to avoid talking with her and the other stuffs. And but for example, I go to the movie theater with her to watch a movie. Sometimes I don't uh, pay attention in the, how do you say, classificação indicativa. I try to check and for example, when I notice that this kind of movie is 18 years old, the classified, I don't know. Não, classified é outra coisa, né? Classified quando é segredo, né? But
Yeah.
yeah, when the classificação indicativa show the 18, I try to check, né? Because sometimes it's a little hard to understand, né? Because you check, for example, the classificação indicativa for 14 years old, and there are some stuffs inappropriate sometimes, né? So I try to pay attention. né? That's it.
It's good to do that because sometimes the kid don't realize and don't understand some kind of jokes too.
Mhm.
And start the questions, and questions sometimes you didn't know how to answer. And it's like it's really complicated. I had a nephew who don't talk a lot, have a problem with the talk, but try to do some questions. And sometimes my sister watch some movies at night, and when she realized it, my nephew is like wake up and go to the sofa, and she feels like, wow, I need to stop the movie because there is some movies who is so violent, you know. It's
Sure.
like my sister like the Jogos Mortais. I forgot how to say that.
Sol?
Gensol.
Opa.
Gensol.
Deixa eu só.
Yeah. Gensol. Like the Gensol. And my nephew, of course, have 5 years old. Don't understand the meaning and don't need to watch that. So it sometimes is hard to explain some scenes of the characters and the movie. And I'm totally with you. when I stay together with my nephew, I start to put Disney Channel to watch it some movies, like old movies like Cinderella, um Princesa e o Sapo, this kind of thing because I don't want to explain some movies, there's other movies in Disney, like Soul and other things like that. It's like the movies of Pixar, it's more harder to explain for a kid
Yeah,
than Disney movies, because Pixar movies is not for kid anymore. It's like for an adult life, I guess.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes is for children, but there are some aspects. No? For example, okay, how do you say? I forgot. I forgot the name of the move about feelings. Is the
Divertidamente?
Yeah, exactly. Is sometimes is I believe that's a wonderful uh, tool.
I don't know
Introduce
in English.
uh, and it's a wonderful tool to explain about the situation. There is another uh, episode now. I don't know. There is the guy. I believe that's in on this year. Pixar released the new episode or the new movie.
Yeah, I know it. It's a second movie
Yeah,
about there is more Divertidamente and the kid is not a kid anymore, is a teenager phase. So it's
yeah,
more complicated feelings, I guess.
yeah,
That's awesome. I really love the movies. I prefer movies by Pixar than by Disney because the Pixar movies, there is I don't know, there's a feeling, you know? It's not only about funny, it's something like you thinking about. It's like Divertidamente. I
yeah.
cried.
Inside Out, I believe that's the name of
Ah,
the.
Inside Out. That's it. Awesome.
I
Inside
don't.
Out. Mhm.
I was watching the guys talk about this anime. I don't know how to say the name. It's not anime. I forgot the name of the guys.
It's animated.
Animation. In
Animation.
the guys told about the name, the Brazilian name, the Portuguese name is much better if you compare the original name in English. Inside Out is not express, uh, not so good as I because I actually I don't really understand Inside Out. I not about the how do you say, not about because of the compare the name in the move. It's about the English. I don't understand exactly what's mean inside out.
Inside Out is like out of your box, you know?
Mm,
Like, I don't think it's so good. Don't pass the feeling,
yeah,
because
okay.
you're talking about feelings.
Mhm.
You need to put, I don't know, I don't like some movies in English um titles. It's like um As Branquelas. It's much more funny than the real name,
Yeah,
the real chicks.
yeah.
Not so good.
Sometimes is occurs the opposite. The English name is
Yeah.
better if compared to Portuguese. But
Yeah, there is some titles who doesn't make sense
mhm,
if you translate. Like
yeah, and
it's so.
that sometimes the move don't have a famous in United States, but in Brazil occurs the difference.
Yeah, I have some series who was like that. It's like Everybody Hates Chris. It's the same title, but in Portuguese. Todo mundo odeia o Chris. But here in Brazil, make a lot of fans, and United States is like, oh, okay, it's a
Yeah,
sitcom.
I
That's all.
watched an interview with Terry Crews. That's really nice. She was interviewed by Rafinha Bastos, and that's nice because he uh, talks a lot of things, not just from Everybody Chris and the White Chicks. He told about uh, his life. That's nice. And he told about the famous. It's not exactly in Brazil. It's in, how do you say? Uh, he told about. He's reached some famous, not so much in United States, but for example, the Everybody Hates Chris had 4 seasons. So in this case, is reached some kind of famous because it's not possible to talk if a specific TV show had 4 seasons and don't have some kind of success. But
Of
in
course.
other countries, he told that he's really, really famous, in particular Brazil, but he told about different countries too. I thought that is just in Brazil reached this kind of level, but
I
that's
guess.
nice. He told about
Yeah.
he had problems if his wife and the parents too. That's nice.
I see a part of this interview with Rafinha Bastos.
Yeah,
I like it. I will try to watch it on YouTube, the entire interview, because it is
exactly.
really awesome. But I guess this kind of movies and series are famous in Brazil, not
Mhm.
because only because the series, but because the translation in Portuguese is
Mhm.
like white chickens. It's awesome. As Branquelas is awesome because it's jokes who everyone knows. It's like the part of the guy who do that in the face of the other girl in the middle of the movie, talking about the mother, and it's awesome. You know, it's awesome. The translation was awesome. The dublagem, Brazilian dublagem, it's already awesome and have a lot of jokes who is make sense. You know, it's like The Simpsons. I don't know if you watch it. Simpsons. Simpsons, Cleveland Show. It's the same guy who produced Simpsons.
Mhm.
And when translate to Brazil, it's more harder, the jokes, because
Yeah.
need to make sense with the culture.
Mhm.
So have some episodes who talking about Neymar, and in Argentina who do the Simpsons, the translation talking about the Messi. So it's good to put the your culture in the movie, in the series, the animations, because makes sense and make famous. It's like I like animes, you know?
Yeah.
And a lot of animes in the past have a lot of jokes, Brazilian jokes, like Dragon Ball and Cavaleiro do Zodíaco. Have a lot of things you feel like, oh, yeah, it's
Yeah.
a meme, you know, so it's really,
I
really
want to talk about uh, some some content TV shows and other stuff. For example, Simpsons and the others. Uh, Sometimes when the program was released, he have some kind of humor and some kind of content, and the guys, for example, became a little aggressive or subversive or something, and suddenly makes success. And the new season, the guys became more aggressive or more subversive or something. In the the other season was released and again occurs again. Sometimes it lost uh, the essence of the in my it's my opinion. So in this case, for example, I like some episodes from the at the beginning, the after some while. Uh, how do you say this kind of situation occurs, and the I lose my interest in this two shows. Of course, with you know, others. So sometimes the purpose is just to attract the attention, and it doesn't matter if kind of situation, but the how do you say the guys just want to earn the money, attract the attention. So if you need uh, sometimes it's hard to talk in English, né? For example, tá criando uma série qualquer. Se o cara precisar colocar um dinossauro, um disco voador, é, ele vai fazer. Então acaba perdendo um pouco da essência. Tipo, por exemplo, Harry Potter, por exemplo, o cara já tinha antes, né? Então o cara já sabia tal. Ela segurou aquela situação, ela obrigou os caras a mudarem o mínimo possível. Eu não acho exatamente um problema, mas muitas vezes acontece isso, né? Os caras começam a fazer, tornar mais violento. Ai, pô, teve um exemplo, teve 10 pontos de Ibope. Aí o cara deixou mais subversivo, mais violento. Aí passou para 14 pontos de Ibope. E aí o cara vai aumentando, vai aumentando, vai aumentando. Chega uma hora que, né, tipo assim, por exemplo, eu não espero, por exemplo, assistir um filme para 18 anos, aquele Clube da Luta que eu nunca assisti. Por exemplo, eu vou ver o Clube da Luta. Eu sei que vai ter
Really good.
porrada, violência, vai ser nessa pegada, pelo menos é o que parece. Tô dando um exemplo qualquer aqui. Tu vai esperar aquele filme lá, tu tá esperando aquele filme, vai ser aquilo. Sei lá, por exemplo, é... sei lá, é um filme qualquer de violência, coisa. Tu vai assistir, tu sabe o que espera com aquilo ali. Agora, eles às vezes lançam um filme ou uma série, e aí de repente, igual por exemplo, Smallville, né? Pô, era sobre adolescência. O cara tem 10 temporadas, o negócio, então às vezes perde um pouco daquela essência. Eu acho esquisito, né? Então, eu vou dar um exemplo aqui, por exemplo, Velozes e Furiosos, né? Eu,
Lost
eu, nu- eu,
ever.
nu- eu nunca gostei, assim, muito. Mas, por exemplo, o segundo eu achei bem legal, né? Eu gosto muito do segundo. Aí eu assisti um outro que era em Tóquio. Foi ruim. Mas, por exemplo, os caras estão lançando carro de paraquedas do avião, né? Tipo assim, pra mim já ficou o negócio assim. Fez sucesso, o cara aumentou a dose, aumentou a dose, aumentou a dose, aumentou a dose. Mas tem gente que gosta e tá tudo certo. Só tô comentando assim, no meu gosto, eu achei que
I
passou
don't
do
like
tom.
it.
Passou do tom, assim, né? Na minha opinião. Mesmo que nunca fui muito fã desde o começo, gosto muito do 2, mas cada
It's
um
like
tem a.
lost the essence, lost the essence.
Could be.
You know,
É,
like, I can see that in some series too. Like, I really like the Fast and Furious.
Fast
The
and
first
Furious.
is it's okay. The second is really awesome. I like I hate the Tokyo one. I think it's so
É,
dumb. It's like don't make sense in the trilogy, but like the five, for me, stopping in the last one is five, but now have an eight. Like don't make sense
aham.
anymore. It's like I don't like anymore because don't make sense. I'll don't have sense. Like, when it was a movie like a terror movie who is so famous like Jason. But all
Which one?
year,
I forgot.
yes, that's the
Agora I
point.
don't catch.
Which one?
I didn't understand the name you talk. I
Oh,
don't.
Jason.
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 Yeah.
Like have a lot. Have Jason in the space.
Mhm.
Jason versus Freddy Krueger.
Yeah.
Don't make
Yeah,
sense. It's not Jason.
it's occur this kind of situation occurs in a lot of for example,
It's
I
horrible.
a lot of people loves how do you say, I forgot the name, about the TV show about zombies,
The Walking
Walk
Dead.
Walking Dead, for example. Yeah,
I don't like.
I don't discuss with any person. Doesn't matter if you like, go ahead. But for example, I don't understand how this kind of content could reach 7 seasons. I don't understand. I never watched it, but I don't understand. Well,
It's like Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy is the content it could
But
introduce. I don't watch it too,
I don't
no,
watch it.
but I don't like to. But well, it's about medical stuff, and so in this case, you could introduce other
But it's
situations. But
horrible.
about zombies, it's a
But yeah,
little weird in my opinion.
like the Walking Dead and the Grey's Anatomy for me is like things who over in the season 5. It's don't have
Yeah,
anything like
yes, yeah,
this.
exactly, exactly. About
Yeah.
the number of the seasons, I agree. Is
It's unbelievable.
yeah,
It's
but
unbelievable.
yeah, yeah.
It's crazy.
But
Really
the
nuts.
Grey's Anatomy have a wonderful quality.
There is, but
No, it's talk about just a kid, just how do you say? I'm just kidding about the actress Catherine Kyle. I love Catherine Kyle.
but good, like I have some seasons who you even know how the purpose, like The Walking Dead. I watched The Walking Dead,
Mhm.
the four first seasons,
Yeah,
because like don't make sense. In my opinion, it's like there are a lot of zombies. You don't have a lot of guns and food and whatever, and you do a baby in the apocalypse. Like, what's your problem?
yeah,
No,
there's a little
what
weird.
is your problem? It's like everyone have this virus. If you wake up without life, you wake up a zombie. Because if you dead with your hand, you wake up like a zombie. So
Yeah,
why you do a baby in this apocalyptic scenario? You don't have food, you don't have water, you don't have anything. So you
yeah.
don't.
I was thinking about Flash, the Flash, reached the
No.
9. I'm not sure if you interrupt or don't exist anymore, but I was watching about the 90th season, 95th season. That's weird.
Yeah,
But
I don't have
and
time.
the well, luck for the main actor because certainly he became a millionaire. Certainly, because if a specific TV show reach 90 seasons, this guy should earn.
No, it don't make sense, really. Don't make sense in my mind. It's really, really boring. Boring. It's boring. But anyway, Ricardo, the time is over. Thank you for your time. Okay. Thank you for the conversation. Take your persons from YouTube and see y'all in 1 week. Okay? Bye bye. Ricardo?